Hello everyone, welcome to another short video. In this video, we are going to look at PBR policies in Palo Alto Firewall. So this is the topology I'm going to use to show you the PBR. So what I have done in this topology is this is one of my routers R4. It has a it has a loopback interface assigned with IP address 172.16.0.1. Okay, and this ETH 0 by 0 of it has an IP address of 192.168 and .253.150. So my firewall has a route to send all the internet traffic to 192.168.253.2, but only for that IP address 172.16.0.1, my firewall should route the traffic to this R4. So I will not be achieving that via making changes to the virtual routers. I'll be achieving this with the help of PBR. So let me show you first the router configuration. So this is our R4. Let me show you the IP interface brief. See, it has two interfaces, 0 by 0 and loop back 1. And then let me show you the routing table. There is no route on this router as well. You can see there is no fancy routing. Okay, now this is my Linux machine from where we will be pinging that address. And let's jump onto the firewall now and look at the configuration of PBR. So PBR, in order to configure the policy-based routing, you have to go into the policies and then select policy-based forwarding. Okay, and let's create a PBR to route just that destination towards that R4 router. Rest all traffic should keep on going to internet by following the specific route. Let me show you the routes I have in my virtual router. We are not going to make changes to the routes in the router. You see, all my internet traffic goes there and I do not have any route for 172.16.0.1. By default, it should follow this path, but I'm going to create a PBR that is going to override this stuff, but from the policies. So let's create a PBR. Basically, Palo Alto calls it PBF, policy based forwarding. Okay, let's click on add. I'll say PBR demo description. Let's say PBR to R4. Any tag if you want to apply, group rules by tag with which you want to group this rule, or any audit comment you want to provide. Source. If you see in the source, we have the option to provide a zone or either an interface. If there are multiple interfaces in the zone, you could just choose your specific interface. So I'm gonna put a zone here, LAN zone. My traffic comes from LAN zone. What is the source address that will be coming? I'm saying any source address comes, and then source user, any source user. Destination, it should be going to 172.16.0.1 slash 32. It should be going to this address. Any application and any service. Forwarding. Now, this is the place where real magic of policy based forwarding happens. There are three actions: forward, which says, forward the traffic as per the directions written further, discard, drop it, no PBF, bypass the PBF. Do not apply PBF for that specific traffic. I'm gonna say forward. And then egress interface. What egress interface? ETH1 by 3, because we have one interface that connects to internet, via this path, and then it connects to R4 via this path. So now it says what should be your next hop? Next hop should be an IP address or FQDN or none. I'm gonna say it should be an IP address, and I'm going to provide the IP address of the router. So 192.168.253.150. Do not monitor, enforce symmetric return. So what is really this enforce symmetric return? Enforce symmetric return is, let me just zoom in here so you guys can see a lot of stuff as well. Okay, I'm gonna move this rule stuff here now. Okay, so this Symmetric return is, suppose when you want traffic, suppose your LAN to internet traffic came from one interface. It ingresses on an interface, then the egress traffic should go via the same interface. Okay, even if there are multiple hops, it should go via the same interface, out from the same interface as the traffic came in. So that's what is the enforced symmetric return here. And you can enable it and then provide the next hop address list which you want, to be used in that symmetric return. I'm just not going to enable it because I don't need it. Also, you can apply a schedule, you know, when this PBF rule should work during what day of time, sorry, what time of the day or what day of week or like that. We saw this schedule thing in the security policies. Okay, now I'll hit OK, and then I need to also allow the traffic to this destination in the policy. Okay, so I am going to use policy number 5 because I'm just gonna do the ping pong. I'll just add the destination along with public DNS service here, 172.16.0.1/32. Security policy should allow, because PBF is just routing stuff, not really the access allowing stuff. So hit OK. Now we have allowed the IP address in the security policy, and we have created respective policy based forwarding rule for it. So if there is anything coming from LAN but going to this address, you give that packet to this next hop, not to your, you know, normal next hop, which is towards the internet and has an IP address 192.168.253.2. Now let's commit the changes. While the changes commit, I'll again explain the PBR policy. You can see the name of the policy, description, tags, and these all the things in the general you put in, but real magic starts to happen in source, destination, and the forwarding tab. So what zone or what interface you can select in here. I have chosen zone. If there is a specific interface, because a zone might have multiple interfaces, on the Palo Alto firewall. What source address is, what source user, and then on the destination, what is the destination to which you would like to route for, what application you want to route for, or what service you want to route for. Okay, these things can also be put as a criteria. And then under the forwarding, you do the real magic. Forward, discard, or no PBF. No PBF is bypass PBF, discard, drop the packet forward it to this egress interface, to this IP address, and with this is the next hop. Okay, now let's hit cancel. I think my commit is now complete. You can see the commit is complete. Now I should be able, let me enable the debug for the ping here. Debug IP ICMP, so I can see my packets came on here. Okay, now I'll go to my Linux machine. Yeah, let me log in. And now let's first try to see if I can reach to the internet or not. Ping to internet working. Ping www.google.com. Okay, ping is not allowed to the Google, because I have allowed only 8.8.8 and 1.1.1 in the policy. Okay, 1.1.1 should work. Yes. And now my ping towards 172.16.0.1 should also work. So let me see how many packets I'm sending. One, two, three, four, five, six. So I sent 6 packets. I received 6 packets. Now let's see in the router debug logs. Yeah, you can see one packet response sent, second packet, third packet, fourth packet, fifth packet, sixth packet. So you can see that's how you can use the PBF in order to route the selective traffic to a specific next hop instead of uh, Palo Alto taking its normal routing table decision in order to forward the traffic. Okay, so this is it about uh, policy based forwarding on Palo Alto Firewall. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.